Just one candidate left in the search for Austin's next school superintendent. That's the word tonight from the AISD Board of Trustees.
Their choice is the current interim superintendent, Dr. Paul Cruz. This comes after the board initially said they would not consider him for the position. KXAN's Angie Bevan has more on what's next.
I think he'd be great superintendent.
Joey Lozano is a longtime friend and former colleague of Paul Cruz's at the Texas Education Agency.
When the board first announced that he was not going to be a candidate for the permanent superintendent's job, I immediately thought, oh, they're going to change their mind after a couple months of seeing how well he's, performs in the interim superintendent's position.
All those in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand.
And they did. And Monday, we learned Cruz was one of 3 candidates left in the superintendent search. Then district officials announced Wednesday the other 2 candidates who are not from the Austin area withdrew from the selection process. Cruz has been the interim superintendent since April. Since the school board originally wasn't going to consider him for the job, we asked district officials what changed.
So I might defer to the Board of Trustees on that very question. I can say that there was resounding community support we seem to sense for Dr. Cruz, and that was a consideration in adding him to the candidate list.
Lozano says while working with Dr. Cruz, he proved to be a skilled leader.
He sees the big picture. He's very visionary. He's got a global vision, but he also understands the importance of all the little pieces that go into making up the big picture.
Lozano says he thinks the school board would have been hard-pressed to find a candidate as qualified as Cruz. The school board meets again Monday. They'll decide then whether to name Cruz as the sole finalist. In Austin, Angie Bevan, KXAN News.
Now, if the board does vote to name Cruz as the finalist, there's a 3-week period before the board votes on a contract. A public forum is planned at Linear High School this Saturday morning from 10 until noon. That is where Dr. Cruz will be available to take questions.